So what's so are you BAFTA said wanted me to ask you, like, are you a tea drinker? Since you're like a man of the world.
I am a tea drinker, but I drink. I like chai. I like Indian
Uh-huh.
chai tea
Yeah.
with herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, English English breakfast tea
Yeah.
is my wife's breakfast of a drink of choice.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I like some chai. I like a little bit more cinnamon sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit more pepper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I drink tea for my health, not just for my palate, and I
Right.
like it with a little bit of oat milk. You
Oh,
know,
nice.
these days,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you like the
some
nut, you like
cardamom.
the
Some days,
nuttiness.
yes, yes. The I like the in the wintertime a lot more cardamom.
I hear that. Yeah, I mean, I'm Indian. It's like masala chai is my jam, you know. But I almost made some today, but if you were here, I would make it for you. And it's like jet
And
fuel, you know. It's
if I were there, I would be drinking it with you. Believe me.
uh How's it going? How's the Five Bloods going? The promotion on that.
Oh, I have been nonstop, with interviews and different ceremonies and different questions. I think it's been really, really very, very good. Um,
Oh, good.
I've got I've got a friend who might show up over here at some point in time. A dove,
That
yeah.
seems so appropriate for the master. So,
Yeah,
yeah, what was it like in the jungle there? Like, did it look as like at times it looked like you guys were just camping, and at times it looked like Lord of the Flies. How did it feel shooting that?
it was both of those. Sometimes it was like Lord of the Flies, and sometimes it was just glamping. It was quite how can I put it? It was an experience because it was hot and humid.
Hmm.
When it was like 104 degrees some days.
Uh,
At one point in time we were shooting. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. It must have been 80 degrees. And it was
yeah,
dark, and there was still geckos at night. But overall, it was a good experience being with these
yeah.
cats out in the woods like that. It
Oh yeah,
really was.
I know.
The whole experience. I got nothing bad to say about that at all.
Yeah,
At all. At all.
yeah.
Well, I like your guitar and your what is it? It's
I,
a cigar banjo. Cigar
it's a cigar
banjo, is that what
box
it is?
guitar. That's right. And you come from a
Wow.
you have a big music background, right? And with, singing and do you also play instruments?
I play guitar, and I play at playing the piano.
Uh-huh,
Uh,
I hear that.
I don't have my guitar with me, sadly. Sometimes,
Oh,
yeah, it's a real drag. But
yeah.
I had to learn how to play the upright bass for Treme, and I was
Hmm.
wondering why I never discovered that instrument earlier.
Oh, yeah. Bass is such a cool instrument. I had a girlfriend who was a bass player, and I was always sneaking into, her house trying to play her upright and just massacring it, She's like, please put it down, because the intonation is so hard.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
end up picking
But when
did
you
you end up
get it, it's
Oh, no, go ahead.
I can play the theme to The Wire on that.
Uh-huh.
I can pretty much play. I guess I could hold my own on a 12-bar blues. I
Okay,
could
I was
hold
just
my own
gonna
on a
say you
12-bar
could.
blues. That's as
All right.
far as I go.
Did you ever learn rhythm changes or anything like that?
No, I was practicing rhythm changes because I had to pretend to know what I was doing when I was working with Ron Carter.
Yeah. That's not intimidating at all.
No, not at all. You know, he was afraid of me.
Yeah, right. He's like, slow down. I need to keep
I
my
had him.
jobs. So if you you've been on the jury for the BAFTA Student Film Awards, right? And that's a
Yes,
mentorship thing, right?
yes,
And when you were coming up, doing all the various things you do as a polymath, did you have mentors growing up?
yes, yes, I did. When I was singing with my group, I had a mentor named Tyrone Scott. And Tyrone Scott was a gospel singer who, as a child, was the piano player for a gospel singing star in America named Clara Ward.
Uh-huh.
Um, he was also a backing singer on a lot on not a lot, but on a handful of um,
Hmm.
Motown tunes. Um, when I moved from music into theater, then I had two wonderful mentors. One was a man named Murray Llewellyn, and Murray was how would you call it? He was one of those. He came out of a charm school when Rank Studios had charm schools for young actors. Yeah, with people like
Uh-huh.
Diana Dors going there long before your time. Uh, but I would say he was the one who put me in contact with a lot of senior actors from the 40s. And so I was taking elocution lessons
Mm.
with them, and reading different pieces. So I would say that he was one of my mentors and a wonderful, wonderful. I miss them both.
Mm.
Ned Sherrin, and Ned used to work for the BBC. My first two shows in the West End were with Ned,
Mm.
and he remained in my life until he shed his body and took off in another direction.
Hmm.
But I would say that those three men were my mentors musically, and drama wise. The
Hmm.
last one, as far as like movement and dance, was a man named Charles Oggins, who was a real, how can I put it, a real dragon when it came to dance. I mean, I learned more from him than anybody else when it came to performing on stage or movement and dance on stage.
Mm.
Those are who I think molded who you see here now today.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And then, you have this natural charisma that like sort of comes through in all your uh work. When you play sort of a dark character, like more of a villain character, how do you approach that? If you're on, like your John Wick character or something like that.
Well, I think that with most people, there's a human side to them anyway. Um, and the writer who's writing the dark character is exploring something within themselves in order to get that character out. So you got to figure out what that is. Um,
Hmm.
Recently, I played a dark character in a piece that is about to come out called The Irregulars,
Oh,
and
okay. Yes.
it yes, and basically it was his. He's a very very dark character, but he believes that he's doing the right thing, and and at all costs.
Hmm.
And if you look at philosophy, it makes sense. It's just
Hmm.
absurd to try to do it now. You know, so there's always a human side to these characters, or a human motivation to these characters. I try to stay away from them because I like immersing myself in the roles that I play, and I like to find the spiritual gem in them that vibrates well with me,
Mm-hmm.
so I can explore something myself. I guess.
Right.
and therefore, yeah, he's someone who's imparting something positive to the
Yes.
viewer, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to come from a place of truth. I'm trying
Yes.
to move a truth, and I think we need that, that it's the
Hmm.
responsibility of an actor to tell the story as honestly and truthfully as they can without dumbing down an audience.
That's right. That's right. And this is a big segue, but I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about Lester Freamon of The Wire. Now, I don't know what to ask you because that he is my favorite character from one of my favorite shows of all time. How often are you stopped in the street because of that role? Pre-pandemic, of course.
As often as I used to be,
Yeah.
but more recently I've been stopped because people are saying, "Oh, there goes Morgan Freeman." I look nothing like Morgan, but I think
No.
that Freeman and Freeman, that no, Morgan and I are probably from the same tribe. Lester and I are
Right.
from the same mindset.
Uh-huh.
But
No, exactly.
not much these days as even just a few years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's been almost 20 years since The Wire hit. I feel like it's contemporary. I feel like it could come out today and it has the same impact. And I wish we were further along in
Well,
society, than The
yes,
Wire, but
yes. Well, there's a until this whole paradigm changes. Yes, it could be today, but so could the Five Bloods and what Spike was talking about,
yeah,
and that we were dealing with in the 50s and the 60s. They are still here today.
yeah,
So the war is still here today. The same corrupt police are out there. The war on drugs is still going on somewhere
right.
in the world for whatever. So
Yeah,
um, when we start seeing this time and time and time again, someone's got to stop and just say, wait a minute,
yeah,
where have we gone wrong here?
yeah,
What can we better? What can we do better?
yeah.
You know,
We have to stop. We have to stop and look at it and see what needs to really change systemically, right? Not just let's put a
yeah,
band-aid on it.
yes, yeah, and you can't put a referendum out for against racism. You can't
Right.
put a referendum out against sexism, or against xenophobia.
Yes.
You can't. These are things that's the individual has got to come to some point of enlightenment,
That's right.
and it's up to us to try to find a way to help that process, to facilitate that process.
Yeah, I agree. And if you could design uh, the most ideal role for you, like what would be a dream role that you haven't played?
Um, there's a book by a man named Richard Bach, and the book is called Illusions. Um, I would like to play that character. That's all I'm going to say. Which means that you're going to have to read the book to find out. Yeah,
And that's a book that has sort of stuck with you for a long time.
yeah. It's actually a book my father gave me when I was about 17, 18, and I didn't, I didn't really vibe with it, but as the years or as the decades go on, I understand what he was saying when he was
Hmm.
offering me with this book, and now at this age, looking back at the man who gave it to me, I see where he was at. You know,
Mm. Clark, it's just beautiful to talk to you. I know you have a lot going on. Just for folks at home, our internet has been a little bit wacky today. But hopefully, Clark, we can meet in person, have some masala chai, maybe play some bass poorly. We'll do some rhythm changes, man. You
all
can do
right.
whatever with me. So, yes, I really appreciate you talking to us here at BAFTA T.
Thank you. Thank you for the tea. Thank you for the time and for sharing your philosophy and love. Wonderful,
Oh
Eddie.
yeah,
Wonderful.
thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.